Minecraft. We all know it, we all love it. It's Minecraft. It is like the game of all time. And of course, the game of all time has to have the movie of all time. Sorry, I meant to say a movie of all time. I recently went and saw a Minecraft movie, and I have a lot of things I'd like to say about it. But since I know some of you might not have seen the movie yourself, this first part of the video is going to be spoiler free. So if you still want my thoughts and opinions without getting any spoilers to the movie, if you want to go see it yourself first, then don't worry, this video is still for you. See, look at that, I'm catering to everybody. Unlike a Minecraft movie. A Minecraft movie is very clearly catered toward a younger audience, and like, from a marketing standpoint, I understand that. But as a result, it feels like every older fan who has ever grown up with a game is completely alienated. As an OG Minecraft fan myself, that's not to say there aren't things I didn't like about the movie, but the overall feeling, vibes, and just the general structure and how the movie felt, it's very much clearly catered toward a younger audience, which is really unfortunate. I think 24 Frames of Nick put it best, in the sense that this movie, by catering to a very specific generation of Minecraft players, will be overlooked and forgotten by like every other generation of Minecraft players. You know what isn't like that? You know what isn't something that's gonna be forgotten about in like 90 days after the trends finally die down? You know what isn't gonna be forgotten by everybody else? Minecraft itself. This game has stood the test of time for, what, 16 years now? And it still continues to be played by people who were there from the very start and people who may have just gotten into the game recently. So it's really unfortunate that this movie won't be something that anybody can go and watch and have a good time. I mean, maybe you'll get something out of the humor, and maybe you just like Jack Black as Steve, or just like Jack Black in general, and maybe you'll get something out of that. But the overall, like 85–90% of the experience, it's just not really something you're gonna get anything out of if you're even close to the generation of my Minecraft players. If I were to sort of describe the movie sort of like an analogy sense, if I were to sort of make an analogy about the movie, I would equate it to my opinion on the recent Minecraft updates, you know, for the past like, I don't know, like 5 years maybe. And that's that these updates have a lot of potential. They have really interesting concepts, and some of them are implemented in pretty good ways, but then they aren't expanded upon or like ever touched on or talked about ever again. None of the new features link up with older features, or very rarely link up with older features, or get expanded upon in future updates. And it's like, they're added, they're there. It's like you start building something, right? Like, let's put it in another analogy term. You start building something, and you're on a server, and your friends come by, and like, this could be a really cool build. Like, you know, if you tried this, this, and this, or maybe if you tried that, or did a little bit of this build could be super cool. But then you just stop building. And you just don't, you know, you finish it with like the most minimal effort ever. Like, you hesitate to try and make it cool out of fear of failure. And that's what this movie feels like. It feels like it is afraid to go all in on the Minecraft concept. And I equate that to Microsoft. I equate that issue entirely to Microsoft and how it does its marketing and branding and all that. They're too afraid of feeling cringe or seeming cringe, but it is Minecraft. Everyone loves Minecraft. I know I've been very vocal about my opinions on the game and how I'm not a very big fan of how the game is right now, but I still love Minecraft. And another big problem I have with the movie is that there is obvious character bloat, and by that I mean there's just too many characters. As a result, they all get very imbalanced screen time, and you could remove like 2 of them and nothing would change. And that's kind of unfortunate, because there was a lot of like, well, for some of them anyway, there was like some setup that there was going to be like a little bit of a deeper story going on and a little bit more development happening for them, but it's just, it never gets touched on. It's like, oh yeah, this is the thing, and then that's it. And I get that the whole gimmick of this movie is that it's just like, oh, we're not calling it the Minecraft movie because it's just one story that could be told in this vast infinite world. I get that. I get that that is the sort of gimmick and standpoint behind the direction. But in doing so, it's kind of limiting itself. Like, Minecraft has no limits. Like very minor spoiler here, like itty bitty little spoiler that's not really too important. But Jack Black says in the movie, you can literally do anything with no limits here. And that's what they should have done with the movie. And it doesn't help that the visuals are kind of hard to look at sometimes. Like, you've seen the trailers, you've seen like the style they're going for, and it's just, it's too weird. It is too weird. Like, real people in a Minecraft world, it just does not work. It doesn't work. Some things look okay, other things are just fucking abominations. Like, everything looks generally square-shaped and generally cubular, but some things are just so smooth and unnecessarily realistic, and it's like, why? You don't need to do that. I went into this movie with an open mind, thinking, okay, maybe they just didn't show the best shots in the movie for the trailers, even though that's the whole point of a trailer, is to flash the goods, if you know what I mean. So I went in with an open mind about the visuals, thinking, okay, maybe they actually did pull it off pretty good. I regret to say that they did not. I really do not understand why this movie wasn't animated. Not only would there be, like, sure, it might be a little bit more of a workload, but at the same time, there would be so much more possibility there. There'd be so much more potential to do interesting things with it. And that's what kind of hurt. That's what kind of hurt me about this movie, is that all the potential was there. It is Minecraft. You cannot give anybody more potential than fucking Minecraft. And they did almost nothing with it. It's like, ooh, flint and steel, chicken jockey, lava chicken. Like, it's just memes. Like, it is just flat out memes. There's no, like, they're not getting into it. They're not going all in on the concepts. And it's like, why? If there was ever a movie to go all in on the concept, even at the cost of extra screen time, it is Minecraft. So I'm gonna round out the spoiler-free portion of this video right here. And to give a spoiler-free final review, I guess, for all the people who are gonna leave because they haven't seen the movie yet, I would say that this movie had literally every building block it could ever ask for. Every material, every diamond, every ender pearl, sets and sets of enchanted gear. It could do anything, and it really didn't do very much. 2 out of 10 on the Minecraft movie. Oof, that really hurt to say. All right, now we're gonna get into the spoiler territory part of the review. So just again, spoilers going forward, spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, get the hell out of here and go see the movie, then come back and watch this video again to give me more views and money. Thank you. Let's start off with the thing that feels like it was the biggest waste of screen time ever. And that is when a nitwit villager goes into the real world and falls in love with this random extra character that is not important to the story at all. There are like 4 or 5 scenes of this villager and this lady, and it is like, why? It never contributes anything to the story. It feels like it is just there for some dumb comedic relief, and it's not even good. It's not even comedic relief. It is just dumb. Second problem I had with this movie, the cuts between scenes. The cuts felt very, very abrupt. It's like, we're doing one thing 1 minute, and then when it just cuts to the other plot happening, it is like, well, okay, well, why did we cut just there? There was no segue. No one said anything that would act as a segue. Like, why? And the abrupt cuts really took me out, like really destroyed the immersion and almost continuity feeling of the movie. Because it's like, why not have someone say, like, for example, like when we cut to the Nether plotline, like, why don't we have Jack Black or Henry or any of the characters say something about the Nether, or say how scared they are, or just literally anything about the Nether, and then we cut to the Nether, or cut to the stupid Piglin witch, which I'm gonna get into in a minute, by the way. The cuts almost felt random. They literally almost felt random. And now getting into one of the biggest problems I have with this movie, the antagonist, or should I say more accurately, the presence of an antagonist at all. A Minecraft movie doesn't need an antagonist. It doesn't need a person to be a villain. It doesn't need that. Not to mention the presence of the antagonist, and it's like, oh, Nether versus Overworld, then just completely ignoring the end. Not even reference to the end, except Endermen and Ender Pearls. That's it. Those are the only references to the end. But the whole thing of like, oh, Hell versus Normal World, it's like, that's so stereotypical, and so like, why? It is the most obvious thing. It has been done to death. We are talking about Minecraft here. We are doing a Minecraft movie. You have every opportunity to make a deep and interesting story. And before you say, oh, it's catering to kids, they can't make it too deep because they won't understand. Fuck you, first of all. And second of all, you can still have a compelling and interesting story without an antagonist while still making it digestible for children. It is still doable. Besides, think of it this way, okay? I'm gonna use an analogy here. I'm gonna use a YouTube analogy. You can make the shittest video in the world. You can make a horrid, just bad video, like minimal editing. The mic quality is bad and the video quality is bad. You can make the worst video on the planet. But if it has the shiniest thumbnail, the most hyper edited, good thumbnail in the world, and a perfect title that just makes the algorithm just cream its pants. If you have those things, then the video will do so good. It will get so many views. Why didn't they take that approach? Why didn't they make a super interesting story that might not necessarily cater to kids but still be digestible, and then just use the fact that it's Minecraft draw in the younger audience. Because if you have a story that isn't at all what it actually is, like if you have a completely different story to how the Minecraft is, just good versus evil, like if you got rid of that and made something more interesting and compelling, it's still Minecraft. Kids are still going to pay to see this movie. The revenue would not change in the slightest. But yes, back to my main point. The presence of an antagonist is completely and utterly unnecessary. Good versus evil just makes it so dumbed down, and Minecraft is not a game that is dumbed down. Have you, think about some of the crazy stuff you've seen people build in recent, just any time throughout the game. Just think of some of the crazy creations people have made. You don't need to have it dumbed down. You really don't. And the presence of an antagonist removes a really interesting storyline they could have gone for, that it felt like they were trying to go for it in the actual movie. It felt like they were trying to go for this, but they didn't. And that being that the quote-unquote antagonist is like the feeling / desire to run away from your real world problems. Because the opening of the movie, we hear Jack Black voicing over just the general chronicle of his life in the real world. And we hear about just how much he doesn't like it, how he didn't like school, how he yearned for the mines, how everybody laughed at him, blah, 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 office life sucks. Then he went back to the mines and ran away from his problems. I think it would have been so much more interesting, first of all, if Jack Black was the only character. Like, this is Jack Black. Just make it his movie. Just make it his movie. And secondly, if we're not going to do just Jack Black, have Jack Black, Steve, try and convince everybody who comes to Minecraft to stay there. Show them the wonders, show them the dangers, maybe try and convince them to not leave because he wants them to stay because it is just so much better in Minecraft. And, maybe some of them start to tip toward, maybe we should just stay here. Everything is better and we can do literally anything. But then slowly, as conflicts arise, as interpersonal, emotional conflicts arise, Jack Black eventually comes to the realization that it's like, I really shouldn't run away from my problems. I should try and stand up and fix them. I built so much cool stuff here. I made all these amazing creations. I can do that for my real life too. But having a sentiment and lesson, life lesson that is learned like that for a Minecraft movie would not be very smart. And it would not be very smart on the, marketing side of things in a sense, because then it's like, oh yeah, we're telling you to basically go outside and touch grass, basically. It's like, yeah, don't play Minecraft and have a good time and escape from reality for a bit. No, deal with reality and deal with all your problems. That could backfire. So have it be in such a way where it's like, yes, deal with your problems. Do go outside, do touch grass, but still enjoy Minecraft. Still come here and have fun and create things when you can, but don't forget about the real world. That's what the lesson should have been. Also, a lot of the conflicts in the movie kind of just pop up out of nowhere. And when I say conflicts, I mean the interpersonal conflicts between the characters. Natalie, the sister of the older sister, yeah, that one on screen, she says something like, maybe it'd be better if Henry stayed here. Maybe he'd be happier here. And Henry's like, what the hell? And then he runs off. And then she very clearly didn't mean it in a mean way. Oh, I want to be rid of him. She very clearly meant it in a very positive light. He would thrive here. He would be happy here. It'd be great. She very clearly meant it that way. And Henry's just like, what the hell, bro? And that was just really stupid and sloppy, in my opinion. But yeah, I could go on about the narrative for hours and hours and hours, but it's not a good narrative. It is a huge miss with a lot of missed opportunity to make it interesting. And again, the whole dumbed down Nether versus Overworld, bad versus good, it's that's just so unnecessary, and it ends in this whole Avengers just endgame slop fight fest. It's just not good. Not a good ending. I'm sorry. Bad climax. It was a bad nut. It wasn't a good nut. And another character that could have been completely removed was God, what's her name? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds to get the actress's name. Danielle Brooks. That's her name. Danielle Brooks. I'll put her on screen right now so you know what I'm talking about. Her character was almost entirely meaningless. The only purpose of her character, as far as I can tell, was handing Natalie the keys to their new house and then showing us, having her set up oh, she's good with animals. And then at the end, at the Slopfest fight at the very end, she tames a bunch of wolves. And that was it. That is the only thing she contributed to the entire story. She gave no meaningful insight. She made no meaningful connection with any of the other characters. It was just, she was pointless. And I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Take it back. I'm not sorry. Her character was entirely meaningless. Now let's talk about Jason Momoa, because he gets a surprising amount of screen. Well, I guess it shouldn't be surprising. He's the A-list. He's one of the A-list actors. He gets a lot of screen time, and he sucks up a good 15 minutes out of the 25, 30 minutes that we spend in the real world. Yeah, You heard me. We spend about 30 minutes of screen time in the real world. And that was another signal to me that it's like, oh, they're afraid of Minecraft. They don't want to seem cringe. But Jason Momoa's character, kind of all right. You know, I think he was all right in some areas. Him being this overconfident dude and like kind of saying like, oh, I'm the best. I was a one-hit wonder. I'm an amazing person. I got it all figured out. When in reality, he's super insecure. He's a bit of a loser and he doesn't really have any friends. And it's like, I thought he was all right. Honestly, he wasn't bad. He was not bad. Aside from that Elytra scene with him and Jack Black, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And that one shot of his ass. Yeah, can we not ever talk about that ever again? He also sacrifices himself. Well, quote unquote sacrifices himself. He doesn't actually die because it's a Minecraft movie. Can't have any of the main characters dying. He sacrifices himself and then is completely fine. And it's like entirely meaningless. Also, he didn't need to sacrifice himself. He had no reason. I don't care, Road Noise. Shut the fuck up. I'm having a rant. He didn't need or had any reason to sacrifice himself. He literally could have made it out and been fine. He would have been fine. He'd be totally fine. It was an entirely pointless plot line. They just did it right there so they could have a Deus Ex Machina at the very end. That's all that does, the only purpose of it. And I knew that was going to be the only purpose of it as soon as it happened, because I was like, oh, they killed him off. There's no way they're going to kill off one of their main characters and A-list actors. Like, no, that's not going to happen. And it's a kid's movie, technically speaking. They're gonna kill him so they can have a Deus Ex Machina for the finale of the whole movie. And then it's like, oh yeah, here he is. He's totally fine. He's a hero. It's like, oh, he's great. And it's like, so obvious, so lame. All right, now let's start talking about some just like random tidbits. For one, Spicy Vending Machine, my good friend, told me to record the audience's reaction to Chicken Jackie. But there wasn't really an audience in my theater. I should have taken a picture of it, but there were like 8 people, including myself and the person I went with. 8 people in that theater at maximum. It was dead empty and dead silent when Chicken Jockey happened. That was it. I mean, in all fairness, I did go when all the kiddies were still in school, so it's like, oh yeah, of course no one's gonna be there. Another thing were the little musical notes that happened. Lava Chicken and the one kind of towards the end with Dennis, the dog. It's like, those were really unnecessary, out of place, and the screen time could have been better used elsewhere. Steve's singing in the film is such a minor footnote, and then they make a big deal out of it at the very end in the closing montage, and it's like, why? And the pacing of the movie, oh my god, kill me. The pacing is so breakneck fast and just so fast, just like the Flash, the fastest man alive, fastest movie alive. The pacing is so horrendous. Nothing gets developed. Almost nothing gets developed. It's just like, all right, let's move on to the next scene. All right, let's go to the next scene. Let's go to the next scene and the next scene. It hurt my brain when I was trying to take notes, like in my head in the theater. I was like, what is happening? Like, like, I'm so confused. The movie moving so fast is just not in the spirit of what Minecraft is about, at all. Like, why not just make the movie longer? Like, why, or remove things like that stupid villager in the real world plotline and I don't know, remove like 2-3 of the characters and just make it Jack Black and Jason Momoa. If you have to have them two, just have them. Just have it be them. Have it be an old school gamer loser who finds himself in Minecraft and then tries to act like he's a pro. And then Jack Black is there as his mentor figure / rival / friend. Like, that would be so much better. And the screen time would be so much more well used. I don't know, man. I really don't know. This movie is something else. It is something else, man. There's such an emphasis on memes and such an emphasis on just being ridiculous. It is just, I feel like I'm watching a TikTok sometimes. I'm pretty sure they used some like music that's trending on TikTok right now. I don't remember what it was, but it was, this movie reeks of Gen Alpha like pandering. It reeks of it. The one good thing I will give this movie, the one thing I genuinely appreciate, even though it's not something I can really connect to, is that they gave a tribute to Technoblade. That was really nice of them. That was sweet. That was good. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was good. It was good. Also, there was a Dan TDM cameo for half a second. I shit you not. There's a half a second Dan TDM cameo. And it's like, come on, give him more than that. Like, even MatPat got more than that in the FNAF movie. Come on. Okay, well, it's not the only good thing I'll give them. The other thing I will give them, the other thing I will give a Minecraft movie a positive checkbox for, is their practical sets and their actual physical sets and stuff. I think the practical sets, and it's very obvious when it's practical sets and not a green screen, very obvious, I think the practical sets were actually really, really good. I get that you can't do too much of that when you're doing like a movie like this, but man, if there was more practical sets and stuff, oh my god, it would have been, like, visually, I mean, it would have been a lot better. So I'll give them credit for that. I will give them very much credit for the practical stuff. And there was this one sequence that was like kind of all right. I'm not gonna say it was perfect or maybe not good, but okay. I'll say that it was okay. It was a scene in the Woodland Mansion when Henry, the self-insert for all the younger kids, met an Enderman. Well, came face to face with one, and then, you know, he looked in his eyes, because of course that's what you do every time you see an Enderman, is you look in their eyes, even when you're explicitly told not to. He looked in his eyes, and he started having all these visions of his friends and family, like, saying, like, how, oh, you'll never be as cool as me, you're a freak, I wish I didn't have to deal with you, and stuff like that. Like, that was pretty interesting. It was an interesting take on how Endermen affect your mind. It was pretty wild. So that was at least a little bit interesting. If the plot had a little bit more going for it, and the narrative and the characters themselves were more developed, I feel like that scene would have carried a lot more weight. Like, that felt like a scene that was written / conceived by people who actually gave a shit about the narrative. Also, can we just say this right now? The Orb of Dominance, which is a thing from Minecraft Dungeons, I'm pretty sure it's that thing from Minecraft Dungeons. In the movie, it is the Tesseract. It is the Tesseract from Marvel, and you cannot say anything about that. It is the Tesseract, that's it. A Minecraft movie, I feel like, really misses the whole point of Minecraft. It's not a good versus evil story. It's not a nether bad overworld good story. It is, this is the world, infinite possibilities are here. What are you going to do? Minecraft is a game about creation and innovation and thinking, using your head and coming up with stuff that only you can see. But we don't get a lot of that. We get like some building montages in the very like beginning of the movie when we see Jack Black first enter Minecraft, but that's it. We don't see him like planning things out or anything like that. It's like there's just not a whole lot happening Minecraft in this movie. It's just like references to things that are Minecraft while Minecraft background is there, and that's like, it's really sad. It's really sad. I really wish that this movie got way more love. I wish this movie had gotten more love, narratively, visually, and what's the other thing? Well, I was gonna say monetarily, but this movie's gonna make $1 billion. And let's be honest with ourselves. We'll keep referencing the memes that come out of this movie. Very obvious, plain memes that they made. And we'll keep referencing them for a while. And we'll keep referencing them, and we'll reference them maybe a little bit less, and a little bit less. And then other things that are more relevant will become memeable and referenceable, and we'll start referencing those. And before we know it, we'll have completely forgotten about this movie. But we won't have forgotten about Minecraft, this really special game that anyone can enjoy and everyone loves. So to sum up my thoughts about a Minecraft movie, it's not good. It is flat out not a good movie, and it panders to an audience that won't even enjoy the movie when they get older. Maybe they'll have fond memories of it, but then they'll rewatch it and be like, oh yeah, this actually was really bad. And that'll be it. A Minecraft movie will go down in history as, yes, a very highly grossing film. It will make a bunch of money, but it won't be memorable. It really won't be memorable for more than 90 days. Maybe it'll have a little bit more of a half-life because it is Minecraft and Jack Black, so it'll probably like persist a little bit longer than other memes and trends, but it still will die off like the rest of them. And to put a nice bow on top about how I feel about a Minecraft movie, I have more connection to my diamond block right here than I do to this movie. Oh yeah, I forgot to give my rating. Same as the spoiler-free, 2 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching my thoughts on a Minecraft movie. I know that like I'm late to the talking about this because it's a week later. First of all, shut the hell up. And second of all, it was a very like interesting and unique experience going into the theaters and seeing this movie. And if you want to see me talk about other movies and shows and do little reviews / commentaries like this, then definitely be sure to hit the like and sub button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you really like the way I do things and you want to show me a little bit of extra support, then definitely consider becoming a channel member. Not only do you get access to a whole bunch of exclusive perks, but you also directly support me in the process. Also, just as a reminder, the early video access perk has been moved down to the lowest tier, so for just $3 a month, you can see my videos early and get member-only community posts where I talk about things and sort of figure out what kind of videos I should make. And you know, shout out to the members in general, legends. But that's gonna do for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day, everyone.